Moby Dick, extended cinematic documentary narration, continuation. As the Pequod moves deeper into the heart of the ocean, time itself begins to dissolve. Days no longer feel like days. Nights no longer feel like rest. The men live inside a floating prison of routine, danger, and suppressed fear. The ocean stretches endlessly in all directions, a living reminder that humans are temporary, fragile creatures pretending to hold control over an infinite world. In this environment, Ahab's obsession does not feel insane. It begins to feel inevitable. Isolation breeds extremism. Distance from land breeds detachment from reason. And slowly, without even realizing it, the crew begins to absorb Ahab's madness as if it were their own. Ishmael, unlike the others, watches rather than worships. His role is not to command, conquer, or rebel. His role is to understand. Through his eyes, the reader travels not only across oceans, but across ideas. Ishmael begins to study whales with the curiosity of a scientist and the soul of a philosopher. He classifies them, sizes them, dissects their bodies and their meanings. But in doing so, he also dissects human arrogance. The more humans learn about whales, the more they realize how small their knowledge truly is. The whale becomes a living contradiction. Massive yet silent, powerful yet lawful, terrifying yet innocent. It kills without hatred and survives without ambition. In contrast, humans lie, kill, destroy, and conquer while convincing themselves that they are righteous. Melville devotes long sections to the practical reality of whaling. How the ships pursue whales for weeks, how the harpoons are thrown, how the dead bodies are tied to the ship, how the oil is extracted for profit. These details are not unnecessary. They reveal something dark about civilization itself. The modern world is built on the systematic exploitation of nature. Lamps are lit with whale oil. Machines run on resources torn from living bodies. Comfort is funded by destruction. The Pequod is not an exception. It is the blueprint of industrial humanity. Fedallah, the shadowy Parsi harpooner who silently follows Ahab, deepens the story's sense of doom. He speaks little, but when he does, his words sound like prophecy. He predicts Ahab's death. He predicts the destruction of the ship. But Ahab does not fear prophecy, he embraces it. He believes that fate itself has chosen him for battle. And this belief becomes the most dangerous illusion of all. Once a man believes that destiny is on his side, he no longer questions the cost. The crew begins to notice that Ahab no longer sleeps like other men. He paces the deck at night, staring into darkness like someone speaking to invisible gods. His mind no longer belongs to the present moment. It is trapped forever in the past, on the day Moby Dick took his leg. That single wound has swallowed his entire identity. He is no longer a sailor. He is no longer a captain. He is no longer a husband, a father, or a human being. He is now only a wound walking across the ocean. Starbuck sees what the others refuse to see. He understands that Ahab is no longer hunting the whale for revenge. It is now a suicidal collision with fate itself. But Starbuck is chained by duty, by fear, and by his own belief in order. He represents the tragedy of moral weakness. He knows the truth but lacks the courage to act fully. And in this way, Starbuck becomes one of the most realistic characters in all of literature, because most human beings are exactly like him. Stubb, the second mate, uses humor to survive terror. He laughs at danger, mocks death, and drinks away fear. His jokes hide a deeper truth. When reality becomes unbearable, comedy becomes a shield. Flask, the third mate, remains shallow and impulsive, representing those who never question leadership as long as they feel powerful. Together, these three officers symbolize three human responses to tyranny: fear, denial, and blind loyalty. As months pass, the sea grows violent, the winds grow cruel, and still the white whale remains unseen. Every other whale becomes meaningless to Ahab. Each kill without Moby Dick only deepens his frustration. His anger begins to feel cosmic, as if existence itself is mocking him. Several times, ships cross paths with the Pequod. Their captains bring news of the white whale. Some have seen it. Some have lost men to it. Some have lost entire ships. Each encounter strengthens Ahab's conviction that his enemy is not merely flesh, but legend. One ship warns him to turn back. Another begs him for help searching lost sons at sea. Ahab refuses. Nothing exists for him outside the white whale. He has crossed the final boundary between human and obsession. Compassion has died within him. Then come the storms. One night, the sky breaks open with thunder and lightning. The ship is swallowed by roaring wind and crashing waves. Fire dances across the masts like forbidden flames from another world. The crew, terrified, believes the ship is cursed. They beg Ahab to be careful. But Ahab stands in the storm like a god of fire, shouting defiance at lightning itself. In that moment, he no longer seems human. He seems like the physical embodiment of rebellion against the universe. Even the compass, the symbol of direction and reason, fails during the storm. But rather than see this as a warning, Ahab sees it as a challenge. He builds a new compass by hand, declaring that man does not need heaven to guide him. This is the most dangerous sentence of the entire novel. When a man believes he no longer needs truth beyond himself, destruction becomes inevitable. The final sighting of Moby Dick does not arrive with triumph. It arrives with terror. The sea grows strangely calm. The air feels unreal. The ocean reflects the sky like polished glass. And then, from the depths, the white mountain rises. The whale does not charge immediately. It circles. It watches. It waits. For 3 days, predator and prey reverse roles again and again. Boats splinter. Harpoons strike and break. The whale disappears and returns like a ghost. Each day leaves more bodies in the sea. On the final day, everything collapses. The whale rams the ship with unstoppable power. The Pequod shudders like a wounded animal. Men fall, ropes snap, wood shatters, and the sea drinks life without mercy. And in the last moment, Ahab stands at the edge of existence itself, still believing that victory will redeem his suffering. But redemption never comes. Only silence follows. When Ishmael drifts alone on the ocean, clinging to the coffin, the story transforms from tragedy into cosmic meditation. The sea that killed everyone else becomes his cradle. The brutal universe that destroyed ambition now preserves the observer. Ishmael does not conquer. He does not fight. He does not chase symbols. He survives because he does not mistake meaning for control. And this is Melville's final message to humanity.